Welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. Not only do we have one more mission left before Liberating Blue Moon, it's the only one we have current access to. So, let's move out to Factory Blues. The final battle is at hand. Destroy the Okay, they do keep this one. They did change the Gold Comet description, but this was the description for every factory mission in the original game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, considering that you've been pushed back on every single front besides this, I'd say you're in trouble now.
You're a reckless little thing, aren't you?
Yeah, this is a little ironic considering you got chewed out for Hawk earlier and didn't have a good explanation. Oh yeah, I remember this exchange too. Yep, of course, Flack hadn't thought of that. And yeah, so they have to explain here that missile silos won't work on a pipe seam, because it does map-based damage and structures are immune to that. I mean, that doesn't explain why she can't make all of her troops out of lash armor, but anyway. It's just kind of for the same reason that Dr. Wily doesn't just fill all of his layers with spikes. Oh boy, yeah, Lash with full, free units out of the factory.
Okay.
Okay, so when I first played this as a kid, I saw this line, but I had no idea what chain of command meant, so I didn't get it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, I feel like this exchange is basically exactly the same as it was in the original, and it's actually one of my favorites at the start of a mission. So they don't actually show it here, but if you completed Gold Comet, you have the option of their COs for this, which I've never done before. It's not reflected in the pre-map cutscene, unfortunately. I was hoping that it was, but you always have the option for Orange Star. I kind of wish you got Nell as an option for this, since it kind of seems like it's implied from the cutscene, but anyway. You have some pre-deployed units for this. I am actually going to go for Kanbei.
It is decided.
However, Sensei is also useful for this, as there is an airport within capture distance of his army. Now, typically I use Grit for this, because Grit can actually hit the pipe seam from halfway across the map, almost literally with Super Snipe, and that is really, really fun. But I am kind of wondering something. I'm not likely to use Olaf for many of the other missions, and I kind of want to see if I can do this with him.
Good.
Now this does mean that Kanbei may end up ending the map, and I don't like that fact because it means that Blue Moon COs won't show up on their victory screen, but if things work out that way, well, yeah, the dice will fall as they may.
Yes.
So as you can see here, Kanbei starts out with a pretty sizable force of units, and it's actually a lot more than in the normal mode version of this map, where I believe he only had like an APC and a mech and one other unit, I think. But Lash, yeah, she starts with a Neo-Tank, she starts with 3 Battlecopters and some units right in the middle, but honestly it's not completely awful. However, if she gets infantry or mechs out of the factory, they will potentially get these silos. Also, we have an airport there, there's an artillery guarding it on challenge mode, but Kanbei's got a massive force here, so it's not like that's going to be much of an issue. So sometimes I like to let Kanbei get this base. So I may end up doing that this time. Now, when I'm using grid in this mission, I often like to spam artillery and stuff. Okay, this time I'm going to make sure to actually move Kanbei towards that base, because I kind of forgot that last time. And speaking of Kanbei, I'm going to be trying to move a few things towards the center, and the reason is, I normally like to go for that airport, but, last time, well, something happened, let's just say. Yeah, she's using terrain tactics. Oh, actually, that means the Neo Tank can reach my anti-air.
Terrain tactics.
Forgot to keep track of that. Yeah, that wouldn't have been able to reach otherwise. And this is going to be a little bit of an issue because now getting that airport is going to be tricky. Oh, you can reach that too with terrain tactics. Wow, I really underestimated that. And now that copter is... Oh, I am restarting this. So, yeah, terrain tactics. I really underestimated how good terrain tactics is on this map. If Lash uses terrain tactics, she can really just sweep all the way into Kanbei's forces and kind of block him off. I'll probably get that airport with him eventually, since Lash's foot soldiers are going to take forever to get there. Okay. So okay then, this anti-air right here, it cannot reach that base, and it cannot reach that city. However, this infantry isn't going to be able to capture anything except this base without getting shot by the anti-air, so just trying to think. I probably will get a tank here, but that's going to use up all of my, my funds. Now, okay, good. You still can't reach, so Kanbei will start getting that. His income's going to be very, very small for a while, but yeah, we have these copters. I think I'm actually going to hold back a little bit on my advance. This is going to seem strange, but bear with me. I will be sending Kanbei's medium tank into the center, though, to help out Olaf. In fact, I should probably send Kanbei's regular tank in, too. But the rest of my force is going to hang back and wait for these copters to get close, because if I engage the copters while they're too far back, the Neo Tank will actually be able to destroy my anti-airs with terrain tactics. Well, that and this medium tank as well, and she gets another medium tank out of her factory soon. By soon, I mean right after this turn is over. Maybe the rocket will get served over here. So yeah, not sure how well this is going to work out for me, but we'll see. Yep, there's another medium tank and an anti-air. So yeah, battle is joined quite early in this map, a lot more than it usually is on normal mode, where oftentimes by the time Lash has amassed a decent amount of units, she, I was kind of, I'm surprised you did that, because I am Kanbei and I have 2-star defense. Even with Lash's terrain bonuses, that's only negating like 10% of my defense. But yeah, I usually have a giant wall of artillery with grip by the time battle is joined there. Okay, they are advancing a little cautiously, and one of the copters is going into the middle. But now, let's see. Yeah, see, because of all these woods, this anti-air can't quite reach the copters yet. But, okay, I get that. I get that. Here's the thing, though. This infantry probably still dies even after this tank attacks. Unless Kanbei's tank can swing back and finish it off. I do like Lash's face. Kanbei's tank actually can. I'm just... Okay, right. So I think mech from there, and yeah, just more infantry. Take me forever to actually get that city, but when it comes to Kanbei, so here's the thing. Okay, she doesn't have terrain tactics yet. If I do that, this other tank gets to first strike me, and from a forest, that essentially means that Lash is negating or reducing Kanbei's defense bonus down to 10%. I still only take 1 damage in return from a Lash unit that's on a city with that 30% firepower bonus, and yeah, I feel like I kind of have to do this, because otherwise Olaf's infantry will die. Plus, this means this thing doesn't get shot by medium tanks too much. Or copters. She doesn't quite have terrain tactics yet. And yeah, that's the thing, she would if I had been going after her copters this turn. There's 2 battlecopters there. I don't like being forced to send my artillery backwards. However, just gotta keep my anti-airs out of range of the stuff in the middle. Especially because if she terrain tactics into them, then, as we saw last time, I'm gonna have problems. I kind of wonder what happens if I do this. That's gonna give me some defense. And I think if my artillery goes there, it can't actually get attacked at all. I don't want my mechs to get too damaged, is the thing. Because if one of them gets hit by both copters and that tank, it's probably dead. So instead, I think I'm gonna... I actually think if it goes here, I'm pretty sure my rocket can't get attacked this turn. Yeah, see, unlike the lab mission, Lash has learned not to only use a squadron of copters pre-deployed when your enemy doesn't have silos in their range, like right at the start. Okay, now, thankfully, that copter went on a mountain that is in range of my anti-air. Okay, she's striking me first with this. That's interesting. I was kind of hoping that you died to the counterattack, but okay then. This does mean this medium tank is... It's absorbing an awful lot of punishment, though. And yeah, that other medium tank is having problems. Okay, she does have terrain tactics now. I thought she might do that, though. So Olaf may need to get anti-air. At least coordinating between 2 armies is a lot easier, since there's more space to move here. Yeah, that took most of Lash's army to destroy, that medium tank, so I think it did do its job decently well. Okay, hi there, recon. Yeah, I have since learned that, I mean, I can't believe the thought never occurred to me to have Andy go to the left in T-15 and have him focus on, right then. And she has terrain tactics. See, here's the thing. She'll probably use terrain tactics unless she's really far into prime tactics. In fact, she might even get prime tactics if I kill 2 of her copters. And if she does get terrain tactics, this thing is in range of this city. And that tank is going to be... So you know what? I'm actually going to send you towards the silo instead of focusing on a capture just yet. Problem is, unfortunately for these guys, Olaf can build more units, so I can probably afford to throw that guy in there. Yeah, I've actually since learned that the rocket launchers on the Blue Moon mechs are definitely based off of the Russian RPG-7, which is also Snake's Side Smash in Smash Brothers. I think I'll get a tank from out of here. This infantry is probably doomed, though. I do almost have morale boost. I wonder if I may need to use this soon. Yes, yeah, okay, at least 2 of... I can actually make a start on attacking that, but no, I need to get rid of these copters. There's nothing here that can threaten the copters, so... Okay, good. I get rid of these, and I have completely undamaged anti-air. Right now, at least, because, oh no, these things aren't going to be able to get in range of them. I mean, the only thing that'll be in range with terrain tactics is that recon. Oh, she does have prime tactics. I thought she might. But, okay, this mech is going to be within capture distance at the airport soon. And I have, let's see. Yeah, if this mech goes 1 space forward, it's actually not in range of that thing, because it's using its full movement to get there without any movement cost whatsoever. Yeah, so you have to remember that these things can go 5 spaces during Lash's powers, so anything here is actually under threat. I think I may be okay here, because at least this rocket can duck in here, and now it's in range of that. And my artillery is a little zoned out, but I do have an income of 5,000. I think I'll just get an infantry from there. Oh, and I have this tank, too. Right then. Okay, this tank will probably die to the medium tanks if I do this, but this does mean that I reduce the impact of her anti-air quite a lot. And okay then, it's prime time. Literally.
You're so silly.
Not really sure why she just got one single transport copter out of that. Yeah, Prime Tactics reminds me that, in that GBA magazine, I saw a lot of screenshots from the game out of context. So I saw, like, a screenshot of Lash using Prime Tactics, and it was just, like, Prime Tactics appearing on the screen. And I thought that it was, like, some kind of ranking screen, like, you achieved Prime Tactics, well done! Similarly, there's, like, another character we haven't actually seen yet who has a CO power called Barter, and I was like, wait, what? Is that some function of the shop where you can barter for items? But no, that's actually a CO power. I just didn't quite understand what those were at the time. Okay, I guess you're retreating to... Oh, you are! That's smart! Stopping my capture a little bit there. Because, yeah, this guy's gonna die regardless, I think. Even though you're on a road. That's bold of you, but that is a lot of firepower. Still didn't take a ton of damage in return. Okay, well, at least she had to use up 2 units to kill that instead of 1. Oh, right, and my infantry that was going for that silo just instantly died because of the woods. And she got artillery out of there. Now, like, generally speaking, I feel like it doesn't actually take a lot to, like, get her units off of her, her properties, but Olaf's actually doing pretty badly right now. But I think it's in part because her initial forces are pretty much designed to make gaining income quite hard for the Blue Moon army. Yeah, see, my regular tanks can't really deal with her medium tank right now. Even Kanbei stuff is not really going to have a good job of dealing with that. I suppose you can go back and try and capture that. Can't finish off that recon without blocking my own base, so I can't even afford anti-air. So I think I kind of need to go for just a couple more mechs, even though these things aren't really going to last all that long. I think I need to join cap into that. Okay. Kanbei, meanwhile, is in a bit of a better position. Don't think I'll use morale boost. I almost called it like morale tactics. Gotta combine the 2 powers there. Yeah, I had a feeling that wouldn't die. But that was only due to the 10% defense bonus from the power, I think. Yeah, you can't even get to the APC. You can't quite get to that copter. I have I've got this 4 HP tank down here that's not really at much risk. Guess it can start plugging away at this anti-air, although admittedly she does have the terrain Prime Tactics boost on that. Yeah, if I send you back, you should be able to defend Olaf from the copter next turn. And then I'll have this thing just in case she sends any more battlecopters my way. Yeah, now look how big this thing's movement range is during her powers. You've got to be really careful of that, because otherwise it will creep up on you and bad things will happen. Not really sure what to do with this APC right now, honestly. Didn't even really need it to reach the airport, but I don't have enough for, like, tanks or anything, so I'm just going to go for another infantry just to save my money for air units later. Because even battlecopters are pretty strong from Kanbei, provided you don't keep them too close to the factory, because then she might potentially just get an anti-air out of the factory, or if you're really unlucky, maybe even a fighter. I'm not sure if she does get... I mean, considering that Flak got fighters in Liberation, she probably does get fighters. Also, I think this infantry may die. Yeah, she does really disrupt the Blue Moon army gaining income at the start. In fact, it's probably better if they claim the base that's closest, the leftmost base, but I kind of like to let the allies get it. I say allies because they're also possibly Orange Star. Oh yeah, that recon decided it wasn't even worth attacking the tank. Maybe it realized it couldn't even do any damage. Oh boy, okay, well, that's a problem. she has a silo. I mean, it's not as if that silo is really gonna be, like, a huge threat to me right now, but I'd rather I get it than her. But okay then, now my building of this mech with Snake Side Smash pays off. That medium tank, though, is still a problem. And there's another medium tank in there already. However... yeah, I think I can send this thing in here. Just to try and damage this a little bit. As always, for factory missions, the enemy's income doesn't really matter a whole ton. Yeah, she's already got 20-something units, though. And considering a lot of my infantry are getting slowly picked off one by one, I probably do need to damage that. 5 capture points. It's still probably not going to make it. But right now, I do have another mech. Weirdly, I actually feel like this may be worth it. I know it's costing me a lot on this mech, however, damaging the medium tank down to 7, probably worth losing 4 HP on a mech over. But I'm going to get infantry out of there, another mech there. Yeah, Olaf is not having a great time, and he's not charging his powers all that fast either, thanks to most of the units he's losing being, like, cheap ones. But okay then, at least one of the things harassing Olaf's base is gone. And now, if I do that, there's a very good chance that I get wrecked by this medium tank in return. Also, how's Lash looking power-wise? Yeah, Terrain Tactics does have 4 meter, which is probably just to make Prime Tactics more expensive. I don't think Terrain Tactics itself is worth that much. Oh, I can actually outright kill you. Though I don't want to do it in a position where I get attacked by the Neo Tank, so... yeah, I don't want to pull that Neo Tank down. Once I have copters, I should be able to deal pretty effectively with that thing. Also, hey, look, the missile silo has a different background when there's an actual missile in it, which is really cool. I don't really like this, but this kind of creates a little bit of a... oh, I can't even get there. I was about to say it creates a little bit of a castle that I can put my artillery behind. But I mean, I suppose the artillery is sort of covering those things. The rocket is not quite covering them all that well. Yeah, I'm just going to get more infantry just because I want to make sure I can get battlecopters. Oh, I think I forgot to move that 1 HP tank. And if it dies, then she gets that silo. Right. Which means there was kind of no way that I could have stopped her from getting that silo, which is unfortunate, but... wait, no, one of her infantry moved and... hang on a minute. Yeah, the infantry that was in range of that silo decided it was better to capture that city. I mean, again, I do like that the AI prioritizes capturing, but at the same time, I do also feel that sometimes it's a little dumb with how it does that, because if I were her, I would have gone for the silo. Especially in a map like this, where it really doesn't matter how much income Lash has, because she gets free units. Yeah, the heavily forested terrain does benefit her quite a lot. Not really sure what that transport copter is planning. Oh, no, I can't quite reach that. I don't think I can reach it with this tank either, because there's just too many forests in the way. And this mech can't even... yeah, I'll just do this. This mech can't reach the upper anti-air anyway. Okay, that's captured. I am kind of blocking myself there with Kanbei, but it's probably fine. Okay, yeah, now Olaf's income's looking a lot better, which means now I can probably afford to start. And yeah, now that I can finally afford anti-airs, I don't really need them. Yeah, this means I'm not getting stuff out of all of my bases, but this thing will probably die to Kanbei, so I should probably focus instead on... because this thing has nothing to capture in the vicinity, so it is going to get the silo. And I feel like Kanbei is very likely to be the one who ends up bearing the brunt of that silo. Oh, also there's a medium tank there, so... I mean, it's kind of funny because... okay, actually, no, I should be going for this medium tank because Kanbei's anti-air can deal with the 7 HP anti-air, but Kanbei's anti-air can't really deal with this medium tank very well. And now I have Blizzard, Yeah, I believe, though, that Lash's terrain tactics and prime tactics will ignore the movement penalty from the snow, which kind of means that she does hard counter Olaf decently. My idea with using Olaf here is that the damage will weaken a lot of her units so that Kanbei can come in and finish them for a power score. I do almost have Samurai Spirit, which is cool. Okay, let's see. That thing is down. Yeah, I can see if I can even, like, I mean, I doubt that infantry is going to finish that capture anytime soon, but it will distract her a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to smack this anti-air with mine. Okay, yeah, wow, that was a lot better than I expected, damage-wise. And I have Samurai Spirit, but I don't think I will... not quite in range with that. You know, weirdly, having this mech here in the center might be worthwhile. Thing is, if I go there... Oh, yeah, no, the tank can still reach because there's a city right in front of it. I hate to use the artillery as bait, but if the tank attacks it, it's getting hit by the rocket. And the next turn, Kanbei will have air units. Okay, just a tank, that's fine. Okay, where's this going? Is this going on No, it's not, okay. I mean, yeah, Olaf's main role is power support right now, so his forces aren't really going to be a huge threat for a bit, and as I expected, this infantry is going to take a lot of punishment to take down, and as I also expected, you took the bait, and now you will get hit by rockets. And you're only on, like, 4 HP, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, now that medium tank is, a lot weaker, but this anti-air is also... Oh, no, it was only a 3 HP medium tank. Yeah, that was actually basically 2 HP. Just barely off of 2 HP. I do get another silo next turn with Kanbei, which I kind of have to get, because otherwise she's going to get it with that infantry, and she's clumped up her units pretty well. And again, Olaf is not great in the power department at the moment. Also, he stopped that, she stopped that capture coming through decently. But I may be able to, like, tag team this thing to death soon. Yeah, it's down to 1. Will this finish it? We'll see. Okay, it did. Good. But there's just too many units in there. In fact, I'm actually trying to think. Maybe I pivot a little bit and... But I sort of want to pivot over here and see if Olaf can make a push for these properties. They don't look very well guarded right now. Speaking of guarded, I think I'm going to have this mech stay back and kind of defend the HQ a little. Yeah, meanwhile, just recouping my forces with Olaf a bit, and now... Oh, I do have Samurai Spirit. I just feel like there's just not a lot that I can really do with it right now. Yeah, because this thing's a one-shot anyway. And I have the airport now. Oh, and you just put yourself in range of that, so that's also done. And like I said, I do believe Kanbei does need to use this, although I'll capture with you first. No, wait, no, infantry uses this? Yeah, I think I'll go for that. Sorry, infantry, damaging yourself there. She doesn't have any airports, though, not yet at least. If you stay there, you're getting hit by artillery, but let's see how this works. So that thing is gone. Does she have... She still doesn't really look in a good spot for prime tactics. As much as I want to damage that artillery, that provokes the medium tank, which that provokes the Neo tank, which I really don't want to happen. Yeah, even for like 10,000, battlecopters are kind of a steal, especially with them being Kanbei battlecopters. Now, I suppose this APC can position itself to maybe ferry this infantry forward later. And this artillery... Okay, actually, no. The mech is going to get hit by 2 artillery if I leave it. You know what? I'm going to go for this. This anti-air may die. But, yeah. Things are looking a little better now, I think. Especially since I think I'm in range of another silo. Or at least I will be soon. Oh, I say, oh, things are looking fine, and then she gets a Neo-Tank, a rocket, and a missile out of the factory. Yeah, this is why Grit is kind of useful here, because he doesn't need to advance very far into this central forested area to threaten the pipe, which means he doesn't need to worry about the factory ambush spawns as much. Okay, yeah, so this thing is definitely, yeah, it's dead, but I did distract her a little bit. Speaking of distracting, this mech is taking a lot of punishment, and it's dead. Okay, that Neo-Tank is staying still, which means it's blocking the factory for next turn. Is that rocket going to stay still? Okay, I guess the copter is trying to do something. Yeah, she does have a lot of units clumped together, and I do have another missile silo. It's going to take Olaf a while to get Winter Fury, which is basically the entire reason I used him on this map. But okay then, with this, I can do, actually, oh, that's really nice. 2 Neo-Tanks, a missile, and a rocket. That's a lot of value in that attack. Thought I was controlling Kanbei for a second. I suppose, yeah, I suppose Olaf can afford to move in a little bit. He doesn't really have much of an answer to those medium tanks, though. And as for this infantry, yeah, I think I would rather pile on it with the mechs right now. Yeah, apparently the Blue Moon machine guns are actually just based off of, like, British Army machine guns. There's a little bit of different inspirations for the various types of units. Yep, that's range of, like, bad stuff there. And on that note, I guess I can actually talk about something else regarding Blue Moon. So, a lot of people say that Blue Moon is based off of mostly, like, Soviet-era Russia, but, one thing that I've seen said sometimes is that some say that Blue Moon may have elements of Canada as well. I'm not really sure why, except for the fact that in one of Olaf and Grit's joint victory quotes in Dual Strike, they sing a song that does sound a lot like the Canadian national anthem. But yeah, I don't really know. I'm not really a huge fan of the Blue Moon equals Canada theory. But yeah, there are, as I've said, there are a lot of different inspirations for the various nations. Like, it's not just an obvious, like, one-to-one thing, even though Orange Star is pretty clearly America, and Green Earth is definitely a mishmash of a lot of different European armies. But speaking of Blue Moon and its inspiration, something that I forgot to talk about, or at least didn't have time to talk about during yeah, I don't really want to throw away my infantry like that. I think I'd rather do that. By the way, she almost certainly... Yeah, she has Prime Tactics, which means that this thing is going to be coming at us quite soon. But I do have copters. The problem is Kanbei's income is still... Oh, it's only 4,000. Yeah, that's not great. I like the fact that my battlecopter can actually take this tank out like in one go. I mean, a Sensei battlecopter is even stronger than a Kanbei battlecopter, but not as strong defensively, which, like, to be honest, defense doesn't really matter that much for battlecopters, because most units either do scratch damage to them or one-shot them. So, they are a little bit of a unique unit in that regard. But, yes, the inspiration behind Olaf. I like to think that Olaf is based on General Winter, which is a Russian personification of well, their extremely harsh winters. That, and I hope I'm not butchering my history here, but I know that I know that Napoleon Bonaparte got pretty badly ruined by the Russian winters when he tried to invade, and I think the same thing happened to the Germans in World War II. So then, there was this idea that, the personification of winter itself was actually the,
Let's play.
the most effective commander for Russia in those wars. And so, yeah, you see depictions of General Winter in a lot of, works like that. I mostly know that because, like, I think the PC... This is gonna sound really weird out of context, but, it'll all make sense in a moment. The PC version of, I believe that anti-air can get hit by that Neo-Tank, I just realized. The PC version of Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed has a weird selection of guest characters. Like, there are YouTube celebrities in there. There is like well, I mean, the real-life racer was also in the console version. But the PC version has some very strange guest characters. In fact, I don't even believe, like, I always thought that, like, Valkyria Chronicles was made by Sega, and I always wanted, like, Welkin in the Edelweiss to get in as a guest character. That would have been really cool. I think that was often one of the things people voted for. Of course, the other thing though is that with Valkyria Chronicles, like, the crossover appearances are just 99.99999% Selvaria, to the point where, to anyone not familiar with the Valkyria Chronicles franchise, you'd probably think that Selvaria was the only character in that franchise, given how much she's just, like, and she's in, like, most of the Valkyria Chronicles games, too. Like, they made her a guest character in almost every game, because they don't want to move the timeline forward from the First European War, or Second European War. I think it's the Second European War. Yeah, because one of the characters is a veteran of the First European War. So, of course, it's actually the second. But yeah, they're kind of afraid of moving the timeline forward in Valkyria Chronicles. I do think 4 was quite good, though. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that one of the guest characters in the PC version of Sega All-Stars Racing Transform was General Winter, who I think came from Company of... Was it Company of Heroes? I think it was Company of Heroes. And I think he was, like, in a tank, so yeah, that's kind of a really bizarre bit of trivia that I have. But yeah, seriously, like, again, there was some weird guest characters in that game. I'm almost wondering whether I actually do use Samurai Spirit here, but, like, again, like I said, defense doesn't really matter that much for battlecopters. For example, if I do that, and she gets an anti-air out of the factory, this battlecopter is dead. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Because I kind of feel like I will need this battlecopter to make a push for the pipe scene, though I do think she's going to start building, she will... Aha! You are in range of this. Yeah, even though you've got the Prime Tactics City bonus, getting shot by a rocket rockets. You get the idea. Getting a Neo-Tank shot by a rocket is still pretty devastating. But yeah, I'm just trying to think how I approach this with Kanbei, because often with Sensei, he can kind of afford to spam out battlecopters. It's like I'm not even really that worried about this Neo-Tank right now, but I do want at least a second battlecopter before I start making a push for the pipe. Of course, you can also go for bombers, but Kanbei's actually, they're not hugely expensive, but yeah, Kanbei's bombers, just like Max's, they will one-shot any structures. In fact, they'll do it even better than Max, because he has a base firepower of 30% instead of 20%. I guess Kanbei can... The problem is if I do that, I'm basically doing that infantry to death. And Kanbei's technique is not looking great right now. I just need to get, like, one more unit, then I'll be able to afford another battlecopter. But still, I am pushing forward slowly. Okay, she only got an infantry there. So... yeah, Lash is eventually gonna be pushed back. It's just the factory is still dangerous because of, like, the ambush spawns. This is actually another thing that I realize is contributing to Olaf getting Winter Fury a lot more slowly. It's because Lash is spreading out her damage between both my armies. So the fact that she's hitting Kanbei some of the time means that Olaf is not getting the full amount of power charge. Okay, she does have an anti-air there, and she's kind of pulling some things towards Kanbei, but she's also advancing that missile unit forward. See, one thing that missiles can do, which I've vaguely alluded to a couple of times, but not, like, fully, is that missiles can be used... If you move a missile, like, in front of an airport, that airport is essentially locked down, as any air unit coming out of it will immediately die. I almost feel like Kanbei is going to be better served getting that city than Olaf, so... Yep, instead I'm gonna go in on this missile with the infantry. It's a missile that's on a missile silo. But not Missileception, because that's not what Inception means. Yeah, I hate the way the Inception, like, what the Inception meme became. Because Inception actually refers to the idea of, it's somewhat similar to a change of heart in Persona 5. It's like the idea of planting an idea in somebody's head. and causing them to act on that thought. And it's done via artificially implanting those thoughts. But for some reason it became this thing about dreams within dreams, Inception, and then, yeah, that's not what Inception is. Okay, I've got Samurai Spirits, I can afford another Battlecopter. See, I don't need Samurai Spirits to really, like, one-shot the pipe with, like, a bomber, because the Copters aren't going to one-shot the pipe even with Samurai Spirits, so, oh, you can reach, okay. I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble, and by gamble here, I mean if she gets an anti-air out of the factory, that's the only way that I lose that gamble. Because, yeah, okay, just built that. Oh, I can get a shot here. Nice. Okay. So the thing is, despite the number of units she's pumped out so far, okay, she does have a lot of units, so power is potentially a problem, but I can kill this off, I guess. Because 3 is still a decent percentage of her total unit count, so, in fact, yeah, okay, this is, I'm no longer worried about power, because this is a lot of kills in one go. I suppose this APC can be kind of bait. Yeah, in fact, Lash doesn't have a whole lot of units on the field anymore. Oh, she got a... Okay, Battlecopter out of the factory is also something that's potentially bad for me. Okay, I was about to say, is that full health? And it is essentially full... Okay, it's going down towards Olaf, though. So if he gets an anti-air, I should be alright. Yeah, this is literally the first time that I'm using, that I'm doing this mission with the Gold Comet COs. So, my usual tactic is to do this with Grit and Max, and I do like how it gives Grit and Max a chance to team up. She doesn't even have enough to afford a Battlecopter out of, not a Battlecopter, an anti-air. Okay, right. Olaf does have Winter Fury now, but I sort of want to save it because... Oh, and it looks like she's getting decently close to... Okay, that tank can go there, though. Like, she's getting decently close to here, but the thing is, the artillery doesn't even cover that airport. Just to be safe, I'm going to be getting the anti-air from that base, because that way, if she does get terrain tactics, then the Neo tank and the medium tank aren't able to reach my, yeah, my thing that's down there. You know, I kind of wonder if now this is safe, because I sort of trust the tank to go for my tank instead of the infantry, but we'll see what happens. And more infantry for the infantry god for Olaf. Yeah, I definitely don't quite have this yet. Oh, but now I actually do get to hit this tank with my mech. This mech has done a lot more than I expected it to. Yeah, the path to the pipe is very unguarded right now. Yeah, the question is, though... Right. I'm worried about her getting, like, a fighter or an anti-air out of the factory. Of course, you know, I wouldn't have to worry if I had the factory build orders memorized, but I don't really. Okay, I have 5,000 income, so if I build nothing, I can get another Battlecopter next turn. Please don't get an anti-air. Please don't get an anti-air. Okay, nothing came out of it. Oh, 3 artillery! I had a feeling she'd go for terrain tactics, though. So that anti-air can hit one of my copters, but it is only on 3 HP, so it shouldn't be doing a ton of damage to me. So while we're getting close to the end of this... Something that I want to mention about Lash is that, oh, that's a lot of firepower. Oh, but yeah, I didn't take a whole ton of damage, that's fine. Oh, but I'm out of ammo. Right. So that copter is no threat to the pipe now. Interesting. I do have an APC close by, though. A lot of the times I've had copters run out of ammo in earlier maps. Oh, actually, the tank did go for this. Is that because she knows that my other tank is threatened by her other units? I guess we'll see. I wonder where that copter is going. Yeah, Olaf is getting pounded quite badly, but I am counting on Kanbei to end this map. And that's why I didn't build... Well, actually, that's not why I built the anti-air out of the northern one. It's because otherwise then maybe the Neo tank would have got to it, but... Yeah, okay, she did get an anti-air out of that. Right, that's a problem. Okay. I think I actually will go Winter Fury this turn. Yeah, I am going to go Winter Fury this turn.
The fury of nature!
Neither man nor machine, but the pipe will definitely be able to withstand it.
Winter fury!
It's so weird seeing Olaf's power activation screen being on my side for once. Okay, that's gonna be, yep, okay, most of those things are down to, like, 8 HP. And yeah, this is like Olaf getting the Allied Nations Super CO power theme. That was something that normally happened when using Olaf in Black Hole Rising. I feel like if the first game had like actual power themes, Olaf would probably get one of the bad ones. But yeah, there weren't even any real power themes at all in the first game. It was just the sound effect. I'm not even sure whether or not like trying to go for this city with Olaf is even a good thing. I do like the way that this map looks. Oh yeah, that anti-air is going to be in trouble unless I wall it off with infantry. But yeah, I like the way this map looks in the snow. And this low HP mech can actually accomplish something, yay! Huh, I wonder if this low HP infantry will actually accomplish something. Because thanks to Winter Fury, yep, that thing is done. I like the way the snow looks on the buildings, too. But, speaking of snow, Kanbei is not going to like this. I mean, I at least get that. Yeah, these infantry can only go, like, one space. So many artillery, though. And these copters are in a bad position. No, this APC's still got pretty solid movement. And as I said, yep, I can actually resupply that copter. Yeah, and although she could potentially get like an anti-air out of the factory, but sometimes it's fun to like actually block part of the factory, just like in Fire Emblem, when if you know that that ambush spawning reinforcements are coming, you can block them off like that too. Oh right, that's in range of a mech. May as well do this instead of sacrificing the copter's movement to do that. Because yeah, it'll die to a mech and an infantry anyway. The problem is only bombers can really deal with anti-air as far as like air units are concerned, and Kanbei does not have the income for bombers in this map really. So if that rightmost factory entrance makes an anti-air, looks like it didn't. Okay. Yeah, the factory shows mercy sometimes. Okay, she used up all of her artillery just shooting infantry. Which is usually, like, why infantry make for decent walls. She's making a slight push into here. In fact, she may... In fact, she probably will... Nope, that... Oh, right, that tank couldn't even reach that infantry, most likely. So let's see how much we're... I'm probably in a good position to get that. You are... Oh, you're not quite full health. Oh, didn't even decide to attack me. That's really weird. I would have... That's actually kind of bizarre. Like, you could have at least done some damage there, I'm sure. Oh, boy. Although, I actually have the ability to swing around and go for the other pipe, which I've never actually done before, but it's a possibility. But yeah, especially since I have that airport now. And exactly what I needed. I needed a tank in here to deal with this guy. Now these infantry are a lot safer. I just need to take you down, just to make sure that you can't capture anything in that area. Okay, and I need to weaken this, otherwise my tank is in trouble. Down to 3. That still means my tank takes a little bit of a hit. But Olaf will be able to start getting battlecopters of his own soon. they're amazingly useful when Lash has got this many anti-air around. This is where using Grit can be an advantage, because Grit doesn't really need to worry about Neo tanks and medium tanks in this map, because his own artillery will just deal with them. Oh, right, yeah, the thing that I wanted to talk about regarding Lash is that I made this incredibly bizarre statement when I, in the video description of one of my videos for my GBA playthrough of this game, strangely was also on the mission in Olaf's hometown, where I said, like, oh, Lash isn't really that evil, she's just childish, even though that can be dangerous in a setting like this. And in the one where, like, not only did she destroy Olaf's hometown, but she also, you know, actually carries out experiments on POWs, which is a war crime that really happened in real life, World War II, to horrifying degrees. Yeah, I don't really know, like, okay, I actually do know the reason why I said that. It was kind of this bizarre reason that, like, I feel like I was trying to pander to the section of the fan base that's attracted to her. Like, that's what I think I was trying to do then. It was sort of the only reason why I made that statement. Even though, yeah, the thing is that, like, Lash actually doesn't really do it for me personally. And in fact, like, there's a lot of people who, like, Sammy is also quite a popular Advance Wars waifu. I don't really have any waifus in Advance Wars. Like, I kind of have some waifus for some games like Fire Emblem and the like. Oh, speaking of Fire Emblem, yep, here is an ambush spawn in action. That can happen when you're close to the factory. But I don't really for Advance Wars. I don't know if it was because I was a little too young at the time I first started playing Advance Wars. Maybe. But yeah, I didn't really. The thing is, like, one thing that I will say, though, is something about me when it comes to these videos is that, while I will fully admit that, yes, I do have female characters in games that I am attracted to, I like to keep it out of videos, because I often find, and this is in part because I have seen some other people who've kind of done this kind of thing, and I find that sometimes it can get a little creepy. The way that certain people gush about their waifus in videos. I've said it in a few Persona things as well, like I feel like it can be very off-putting, and that's why I personally like to leave it out of things. Like, I'm okay with people who do it jokingly, like with you know, Chugga and Daisy. Like, with that, you can clearly tell that it's just a joke, but let's just say I've kind of seen some YouTube playthroughs that got kind of gushy about waifus to a pretty unsettling degree at times, and that's something that I personally try to avoid. But yeah, anyway, I feel like if my copters swing around with Kanbei, I may be able to get on that pipe from the other side. Yeah, this overall attempt of this map has gone a little weirdly, but I want to see if I do get a good rank out of this, and of course you'll know if I got a good rank because it'll be the one that I post. If I don't get a good rank out of this, I'll retry this with maybe Grit and Sensei, because Sensei's cheaper battlecopters and cheaper bombers will definitely be a lot more useful here, even though Sensei can't actually one-shot the pipe with bombers. Oh, I have a guy over there. That's why the, the units you haven't moved function is useful. Yeah, if I had used Samurai Spirit at some point before now, I probably would have got it again by now. I don't even know. Actually, I should probably save things just to see if I actually can get, like, a good smash on that pipe with some units, because I'm kind of wondering how... I'm just trying to think, if I get this battlecopter, like, gotta be careful, because if she gets terrain tactics, then that anti-air might be able to reach a battlecopter, because there's woods that are blocking its movement. Okay, this is gonna seem a little weird, but I'm trying to lure those anti-air into range of my rocket. Okay, I have an income of 6,000, so I will be able to afford another battlecopter if I buy nothing this turn. Yeah, just kind of saving on Samurai Spirit for now. Oh! Oh, what? What is it with the AI on Black Hole Fighters and Factory? What? I have 2 fighters right near that pipe that are a huge threat to the thing that will cause you to lose this mission. And yet, you decided that it was a higher priority to send that fighter after Olaf, who is at no risk of hitting the pipe. Okay, she only got that after she moved her anti-airs. That was kind of worrying because, like, if I was her, I know that I keep saying this, if I had got terrain tax in the middle of a turn, I would have used it just to kill that battlecopter. Speaking of kill the battlecopter, okay, good, she didn't get an anti-air, but I think that still blocked my battlecopters from reaching there, but I mean, admittedly, this fighter has totally shut down Olaf's airport. However, if I keep building transport copters out of this airport, this fighter is probably going to get stuck here, killing them every turn. And then I can also do this, making the fighter even more... I do not even, like, what is up? Like, Reboot Camp did improve the enemy AI in some ways, and, like, to be honest, okay, I don't actually consider bad AI to be a deal breaker when it comes to me playing, like, me enjoying an Advance Wars game, because you kind of need that in the harder difficulties overall, and I just generally, it's just generally not that much of a big deal to me, but it's still really, really funny when the AI, while mostly improved since the original game, also does things where it's like, actually, one thing that I will say as well is that derpy AI is part of why I find doing playthroughs of games like this so fun. Because it's just, you get reactions like that, where, you know, you get to see me just laugh at how dumb the AI can be at times. I just realized a problem. If she uses terrain tactics, that thing hits my rocket. But I may be able to block it with an infantry. So unless she gets, oh no, that's a fully healthy anti-air up there, so I absolutely cannot send my copter there. I think I'm still safe here. Though if I go here, I can probably still reach the pipe regardless. I'm trying to think whether my Samurai Spirit would actually get me to kill this tank. I really hope this thing doesn't move one space backwards and block the pipe. But no, I'm trying to think. I don't think with Samurai Spirit, maybe a pincer attack on the pipe will finish it off. This infantry, if it goes here, now I can't get hit by, also, I thought I'd need that to do it, but I can't, but I don't. But yeah, I can't actually get hit by that medium tank now. I am worried about Kanbei's technique score right now. I know I say I'm worried about scores quite often in maps like this, but it is true when you're going for a full S rank run. Yeah, I thought you'd do that. Okay, so what this means is that medium tank will be able to reach... I don't think she can quite reach the rocket, though. It is cool this map is designed so that terrain tactics is an actual threat. Never really expected that, but it is pretty cool. And yes, that's exactly what I did that with Olaf for. Just to keep that fighter over there. Okay, that is one of Kanbei's units down. Okay, you've gone away from the pipe. Okay, at least that's not another Kanbei. That is another Kanbei death, though, probably. Well, definitely, because you're in a forest, so... Yeah, still unsure whether we'll get a good technique score, but okay then. The question is whether... Oh, she could actually attack the rocket, but only with an infantry. So, what she didn't even get anything out of her bases that turn. Also don't even know if 17 turns is good enough for good speed, but we shall see. Because I think right now, Olaf's turn doesn't even really matter, but I just want to destroy this Neo Tank just because. Why not? I'll do it with something that's not blocking a base, though. But actually, no, because Olaf's technique score isn't going to matter if I do things right. But I am just going to do that just in case Kanbei can't finish the pipe this turn. But I will say, this attempt at this map has gone differently to any other attempt I've ever made at Factory Blues. And that was kind of my goal with this Black Hole Rising playthrough of Challenge Mode, was to do things a little differently. It's why I went for Gold Comet first, which I'd never done before. And it is one thing that I do like about Advance Wars 2, in that there's enough freedom to use different tactics for different missions. Which is something that I'm not a huge fan of regarding Advance Wars 1's hard mode, because for a lot of those missions, there's really only one viable strategy. And so, we're about to find out if this strategy is viable. Let's see. No, I do not two-shot the pipe. But I at least win next turn. This is actually terrible, because I'm in a situation right now where it's kind of like either the rocket dies or the copter dies. Although, admittedly, with Samurai Spirit, it's possible the copter will still survive a hit from an anti-air, because Samurai Spirit is ridiculous. Okay. You do you, Lash. And this is weird. I'm gonna do this.
Let the winds of war bring snow.
Just so that this mission ends with snowy terrain. And now, Kanbei builds units. And... okay, right. Oh wow, Samurai Spirit barely changes the damage that these copters do to the pipe seam. Oh, she's had... I don't even know if my power's going to be good enough, but we'll see. So, that is the mission finished in a very weird way with Olaf and Kanbei.
Yeah, break! Commander Lash!
It's still pretty cool that you get to hear the full version of the Blue Moon mission intro theme here.
Commander Olaf! Wow, he even cries big.
And yeah, this right here is just more evidence that it got completely retconned that he was originally from Orange Star. I mean, Olaf is a great leader in this story, not in the first game.
Yes.
I remember this conversation so much.
Howdy there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I believe this line's mostly the same, but it kind of makes more sense if you're using Max. I'm just picturing, yeah, him just pulling both of them in for a giant hug right now.
Wait a second.
Dysfunctional, but also happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see how this went.
Our enemies must know the taste of defeat.
Oh, okay, that was barely an S rank. Just very, very barely. But that is a way that I've done that mission that I've never done it before, so I will take it. And I'll take finishing this mission with Olaf, which is also something that I never expected to do. Also, beating this mission for the first time on normal mode unlocks Lash, and there, Hachi makes a pun on her Japanese name, Cat, which is kind of a nice touch. But with Blue Moon liberated, there's only one nation left, and I'll see you next time for the Green Earth campaign, which has my favorite song in the entire game. Really looking forward to that next time.